What I wanted to do next is how we opened it up. We've gone through several of these iterations of town halls, and you get to the end of it, and I go, okay, anybody got anything to say? And people are just tired of listening. People are tired of listening to Kihara talk, and that's okay. So what we did this time is we opened up ahead of time, opened it up for some questions. So you guys could think about it, or not think about it in some cases, and put forward questions, and we could go through it. A couple things just to start out with, guys. Number one, if you think communications ever happen in an organization of this size, you're kind of smoking the drapes, okay? That's the one fallacy, because we're human beings, right? Sender, message, receiver. It is a communal responsibility that if you don't understand something, you go up to your chain of command, your division chief, your director chief, et cetera, and get it re-explained to you, because they may have felt that they put it out to you. You may not have heard it. You may have taken some, as you filter it through all your feelings, attitudes, values, emotions, and all those different things, you actually hear what you want to hear. Just like when we edit, and we're all technical editors here, and we write reports, we read what we want to read, and then we hand it to the next guy, and he goes, hand it off. So it's the same kind of thing. So a lot of this is communications. Some of it I know we have put out in this forum and other forums, and we'll address some of those concerns. Next slide. Kind of broke it down. What I wanted to do let's paint the operational environment for us. Here's Redstone Test Center. As we sit, we are a completed BRACT organization. We are one organization, Redstone Test Center. We function at the directorate level. We do not reach down from the center and touch divisions, because that is a very, very poor organizational model. All it does is it stifles agility down at the lowest level. So some things I pull up where I can gain efficiencies across the center. Some things I push down. Is it different, especially for the missile side? Yes, it is. Is it the right thing to do? Yes, it is, and here's why it is the right thing. Let's put it in context. We've got USASOC's going to lose 1,000 folks. NASA has laid off here at Redstone Arsenal. We've got, well, within the next 2 weeks, that many folks, 500 people have to be dumped. And when I'm talking people, I'm talking DACs now, out of the workforce here at Redstone Arsenal. Next year, upwards of 800 folks have to be dumped off of Redstone Arsenal. Okay? That's life. That's what's going on. In addition to that, we as the big Army are looking at cutting 10 brigades out of the force, out of our total force structure. That's the guys that are actually, kick in doors and shoot bullets. So is it significant, interesting times? Yes, it is. It is the perfect storm for us, guys, because a couple things. We've worked very, very hard. We've put together staffing elements with the smartest guys, quite frankly, I could find across the center. We have a lot of smart guys, I'll be honest with you. We put it together. We are already at our FY10 numbers, which is what the allocations are to be at. I'm at 320 folks for DACs. My authorizations for FY10 were 332. I've put in an FY13 TDA, which is much, much higher than that, and we're in the process of getting that reviewed. Make no mistake, pass it through the people, and especially the folks that aren't here, because they're probably the ones that ask the questions. I am not looking to shrink the workforce. I am not in the same category as the rest of the arsenal. I am not in their rift category. In other words, they can have a rift and it doesn't touch me. Okay? My biggest battle right now is trying to figure out how to hire those 12 additional folks on board, because there is an Army-wide freeze. I can't hire DACs right now. That's facts. That's how the big Army is. Because as an entire command, ATEC is a big command, we're a couple hundred folks over strength. We are not. Okay? Same way on the contractor side. Okay? I'm not looking to shrink. I got mission. Fact is, if you look at my combined mission for this FY11, we're on par, actually probably a little bit better than FY10. The only year that we do not beat is the FY9 year, which was a mutant year by any, it is the Beyond 3 Sigma. The workload is there. The DLHs are there, and there's been a lot of dedicated work from everybody. We are a very, very stable center. A lot of times when we were building this and we were going through BRAC, that type of organizational chaos, if you will, it's the perfect storm. You can build your future, and I think we have done a very, very good job on that. FY12 looks good. I don't see a huge downturn right now. As things do turn down, we're bringing it up. We're starting out what strategic direction we're going to take. But what we do, missiles, sensors, aviation, components, subsystems, and systems, is vitally critical to what the Army does. It's vital. You know, so it doesn't matter whether you have 1 helicopter flying or 100 helicopters, the work still has to be done. It doesn't matter whether we're firing 1 Hellfire missile or 1,000 of them, the work has to be done. It doesn't matter, you know, it does matter if we're going to develop THAAD or if we're going to develop JAGM or what are the improvements going to be on that. But we're pretty bright, guys. I told the CG, my future's so bright we got to wear shades. I'm not worried about our downturn. There is going to be a downturn in the Army. I guarantee it, guys. We have been living fat, and I'll show you later on, which is all goodness. Remember, before you go across the desert, you want to make sure you drink a lot of water. Folks, you're going to see how much water we have really drank in the center, which is a bit scary because I've never seen this in my life. ATEC is still undergoing that large restructuring effort. We don't know what the final end state's going to be in processes and procedures, okay? It's a big headquarters. They're working it very, very hard. The staff that you've got here, are we a perfect staff up at the headquarters level? Absolutely not. You know, and they've heard that more than once. But the thing is they are doing superbly because they are keeping, giving that top cover, fighting the fights, not only through ATEC but also up in the building on a daily basis, you know, to maintain our TDAs, to actually grow our TDAs, to keep things going forward. So they're doing a super job. So before you badmouth the staff, make sure you work with them and sit with them first, and then if you have a disagreement or something, then you go ahead and badmouth them, okay? Next slide. Command emphasis. You know where I'm at. I came in, the same message has been mission, community, and BRAC. Those are the 3 things we came in to do. None of those 3 were negotiable. We didn't get a tactical pause in any of them. BRAC, it's completed. It was mandated by public law. We got through it. We got through it on 27 May, 3.5 months early. You know why that's a good thing? Because on 13 September, I wasn't getting phone calls, and we had already modified and moved forward. That was a great, great hit. We'll continue to centralize common tasks at the headquarters level. Okay, mission-specific stuff remaining at directorates. I have to function that way. The center used to function very much go over there, I'm TA1, I'm TA2, I live at the airfield, I live at here, I do this or I do that. And as I go through it, you guys see where we've got duplicity. You guys know, I mean, it's not, but it's not egregious. We just got to fix through it. You know, it's like when we go through warehouses and bunkers, you know, Kihara's on a bit of a jihad on those. All I'm looking for is make sure that we got a process forward. You know, make sure we got a methodical way. We are where we are. When you look across the arsenal, this is really a great news story to show you how hard some of these folks have been working within the center. A year ago, we had 5,800 lines of excess ammo. You know, as you well know, a line does not equal 1 round. That can be 1,000 rounds, okay? It's a lot, okay? Dedicated effort to get disposition on those rounds that are not needed, those pieces, components, all this stuff. We're now down to 4,800. So we've turned in and got rid of disposition on 1,000 lines of ammunition in a year. That's phenomenal, guys. That is just sheer hard work. Because you get there, that 5,000 rounds, you get there based on 40 years of, oh yeah, just stick it in there, or just stick it in there, and just stick it in there. It's human nature to have grandma's attic. So we're going to continue with this stuff. You know, machine shops. You know I've got a real problem there. We're working that. We're going to fix it. HDP. This one keeps coming up. And like everything, I like it. It's the rumor mill. You know, what is this and what is that and what is this? I'm going to tell you right now, the union has been a very good partner with us on HDP. Okay? There was a directive that came out from Developmental Test Command, said policy 690-2. I had the option to just enact it right then and there. Go, okay, union, do you agree, disagree, lodge your complaint, thank you very much, and execute. I did not do that. Said, okay, let's sit down with the union to see what their issues or concerns are. The union took exception to it, and it has been challenged up to Federal Labor Relations Authority up in Washington, D.C. We'll put it up to the courts, let them decide, okay? And they'll come down with a ruling which all of the services will abide by. Fair enough? Next slide, please. Personnel, we talked about our TDA levels, and we've approved that we're still impacted by the ATEC hiring freeze. Promotions, it's merit-based promotions, guys. It's pretty simple. This one gets more attention than I understand, but I'll go ahead and address it here. this is what 1% is what special awards fees are today. Okay, that's what they are for the year. I thought we put that out several times through the chain of command, but that is what it is. DA mandate. Graduate level degrees. We had been doing some things that probably weren't correct across the center, paying for graduate degrees off of credit cards, which is quite frankly a violation of the financial rules. So we stopped that. And Vera VSIP, it's a management tool to restructure, reset the organization. When we put two centers together, we had duplicative places, duplicative spots, particularly in the headquarters arena. So we offered Vera VSIPs, you know, to give opportunities for those folks. If you're an engineer and you're working in the center, don't expect to get a Vera VSIP, because our strength is engineering. That's what we do. And on every one of the Vera VSIPs, there is always a tag to it. Yeah, you can restructure, you don't get a person back. You think I'm going to get rid of engineers? Remember how we started out this talk? I'm trying to grow, guys. I need more engineers. We all know that. Okay, next slide. Operations. We talked a little bit about this, where I've been pulling things up at the center level where required, leave them down at the directorate level if required, and let you guys figure out some of it where required. One of the things I don't like to do is I don't try not to tell people how to suck eggs, because everyone has seen that. You know, one of the things that we're all experiencing right now is the electronic training, right? You know, come on, guys, nod your head in the vertical plane. We're all living that dream. That is a DA mandate that we're told as a center how to suck eggs. And it's not a good system. It's not efficient. It's actually probably one of the worst systems that I've ever seen. But do we have a say in it? Not really. We just got to execute. Okay? There's two things that we do, guys, within this center, is we safely execute tests. Okay? That's the fun part, right? That's the part everyone likes to do, because we're blowing up stuff, or we're testing stuff, and we're vibrating stuff, and we're shocking stuff, and we're electrifying stuff, and we're flying stuff. But the second part, and actually is our product, is that report, or that test closeout record, or whatever. And that's not the fun part. How many people get off of the range and go, man, I can't wait to write this report? Nobody. Gee, that was a great flight. Let me go write the daily. It's like, nah, I got to go do it. But it is your moral responsibility, because that's what we put out. That's what we do. We put out information where when we take data, because we got some really smart engineers that make reams of data that I don't know how we ever figure out what it actually says, and we translate that and do the analysis, and we turn it into information that decision makers make decisions on. Right, Gary? Thank you, sir. Next slide, please. Facilities.